10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the John DiVito Show. I am not live on this show. I'm actually recording this podcast because I need to rant. You know, I saw the stimulus bill that our wonderful leaders put forward for everybody in this country. Let's recap a little bit, okay? Here we are in December. This pandemic started back in March. We have seen small businesses close. Bars can't be open. Restaurants can't be open. Small businesses can't be open. People are losing their businesses. People are losing their homes. People cannot feed their children. People are crying for help, and the government will not allow small businesses to open in this economy because of the pandemic. Now, at the same time, we are going out and we are seeing the Walmarts are open. We are seeing the Targets are open. We are seeing that the Home Depots of this world are open. Now, all of these stores sell 90% of their products directly from China, okay? The products are manufactured and sold in China. The Chinese government is profiting off of these giant box stores being open, okay? So apparently, it's safe to go into a Walmart and buy some Chinese-made crap that you don't need. It's safe to go into a Target when there's 300 people in the store. It's safe to go into a Home Depot, but you can't go into a local mom-and-pop store. The schools can't be open. Bars can't be open. Restaurants can't be open, right? You've got people, the people who are the fabric of this country are starving to death, are starving. They are losing everything they own. And the government has done nothing to prevent this. They are allowing the big companies to stay open because you know what? Somebody in our government is profiting off of these big companies being open. Now, I'm going to say it. I know people don't feel comfortable hearing this, but Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, our new president that's coming in, he and his son Hunter made millions off of China. They made millions off of China. And amazing. The Chinese retail companies are still open. They're still open. So why is it in this economy, why is it in this country, 10,000 people can get together and march for a cause in this country, and that's safe as long as they have their masks on and they're not social distancing. However, children who have no chance whatsoever of becoming sick from this disease are not allowed back in school. That's number one. Why are the giant box stores allowed to be open when the small mom and pop stores are being driven into the grounds? I'm seeing local small movie theaters near my house that are going out of business, restaurants that are going out of business, people that can't afford to put Christmas presents under the trees for their children this year are going out of business, and they are losing the money they have to support their family. So what did we do in this country? Over the last 4 years, we have had a president in that has fought against the swamp. He has done what he could to try to save life for the American people and to try to benefit the little guy. Now, the Democrats all tell you, we care about the little guys. We care about those poor people who live in the inner cities. We care about the people who are underserved in this economy. Yeah, you care about them, right? So that's why in all big cities across this country that are controlled by Democrats, you have Black Americans, you have Hispanic Americans, you have white Americans who are living in poverty. They're living in poverty. And what do? Are you getting them jobs? Are you helping them get out of the cycle of poverty? Are you giving them great schools so they can get an education and get out of that cycle of poverty? No. That's not what you do. You give them welfare. You give them food stamps. You give them Section 8. You make sure there are liquor stores on every corner. You make sure drug dealers are out on every corner selling drugs to children to keep these people down. So what did Donald Trump do? Donald Trump didn't give welfare. He didn't want to give welfare, but that makes him a bad guy, right? No, Donald Trump brought back jobs from China and brought them into the inner cities. Manufacturing facilities were reopened and people had jobs. So what do? The evil orange man brought back jobs and he wouldn't give welfare. Well, I'll tell you right now, what welfare is today is slavery 2020. The Democratic Party doesn't use chains. They don't do those type of things anymore. But what they do is they create a dependent society by giving welfare, food stamps, Section 8, and not providing jobs. Then every 4 years, when it's time for those Democratic recipients to go out and vote, they have to click that Democratic box so they can keep their money. And that today, folks, is slavery. It is slavery. You can't call it anything else. It's keeping people down. So here we are, 2020, okay? The government passed a $1,200 stimulus plan back a few months back. $1,200. You know, that doesn't even pay a monthly rent payment. That doesn't give a family of four enough money to buy food for a month. If you look at other countries like France, other countries like Germany, other countries like the UK, they're giving families $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month is a stimulus to help people get past this pandemic so their families don't have to go hungry. So, hey, you know what? Here in America, we have the Democratic Party. They are the saviors of the poor. They are the people that rescue the poor people. They give them money while the evil capitalist Republicans don't care about anybody except getting rich. Of course, we provide jobs for those people, but I guess that doesn't count. So we had our Congress get together, led by the one, the only, the wonderful Nancy Pelosi, the woman that rips up speeches in the middle of the State of the Union, the person who has been literally the most divisive person in the history of our country over the last 4 years, who has done nothing but try to destroy our president and destroy our country. She is a disgusting human being. So she, a few months back, when Trump was saying he'd like to give every family in this country or every person in this country $2,000 in a stimulus, she called that peanuts. She said that wasn't enough. She put down Donald Trump. She put down the Republican Party. So now Congress finally unveiled the new stimulus package. Thank God for our politicians. Thank God for our career politicians who have no term limits, who spend 30, 40, and 50 years in office with no chance of getting out. They're in there for life. They're making $200,000 a year. They get health plans like none of us get. They get lifetime pensions. They are taken care of like you wouldn't believe. And what are they going to give us? What are these people going to give us? And now let me also mention, when I say what are they going to give us, let's not forget that the salary they make, the money they spend is all of our money. It's money we've earned. It's money that we have paid in taxes to the United States government. So the money they are giving us is basically just a refund of the money that we have earned that our government has taken away from us. Right? So this is not their money. This is not our government's money. This is our money. The money that our government has taken from us, the money that our government has stolen from us. And boy, let me crawl on my hands and knees for a $600 payment that represents 6 months of people not having jobs. Now, don't get me wrong. My family's not going to get a stimulus check, and I'm okay with that. We don't need a stimulus check. I don't want a stimulus check. But for the people out there that are struggling, that need help, our government is leaving you high and dry. And when I say our government, I'm talking about the Democrats. I'm talking about the left. I'm talking about Nancy Pelosi. I'm talking about sleepy Joe Biden. I'm talking about these people who claim over and over and over again they care about the poor people in this country. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. They don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about your family. They don't give a damn about your business. They don't give a damn about your children. They don't care. They are in this for themselves. They are in Congress. They are in the Senate. They are politicians, and that is their golden goose. They are making millions off of the American people. You got Sleepy Joe and his son Hunter Biden made millions off of China. Millions. Okay. Now we're allowing Walmart, Target, and these stores to stay open so we can sell Chinese products. And then, as we're about to talk about now, the stimulus plan came out. Oh, this was a good one, everybody. Thank God for our saviors. Thank God for our politicians. Thank God for our elected kings and queens as they see themselves. Now, I think that they tend to forget that these are supposed to be representatives of the people. We put them in office to represent us. That's how the framers of our Constitution actually meant for this country to run. So they are no longer representatives of the people. When you got Nancy Pelosi, who's been in there for 40 years, she's 80 years old. Retire. Get the hell out of office. Bring in someone young that can come in with some new ideas. So anyway, remember now, Trump's $2,000 payout was a mere pittance, according to Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi, our hero. So they came out with a new plan. What was it, 900 trillion or whatever the hell it was? An incredible amount of money. And each adult in this country that makes under a certain amount of money is going to get $600. $600. So let's pretend you're a family of four. You got, I don't know, say a construction worker and a teacher. They're making $80,000 a year, okay? Maybe the teacher has been working remotely. The construction has slowed down, so the construction worker maybe was laid off. So they're living on $40,000 a year, okay? They've got two children who have to eat, who have to survive, who need things in life, new shoes, new clothes. They need things to survive. So the government is going to tell this family of four who are hardworking people, we're going to give you $1,200. Yeah. $1,200. That is amazing. And that should take care of you. Yeah, exactly. $1,200 for the two parents. That doesn't even pay a month's mortgage or a month's rent. That doesn't pay a month's full of food. That is nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. And every American in this country should be irate. You should be disgusted. You should be ashamed of your government. You should be ashamed of your government. Now, we're going to get into all the pork that was in this bill very shortly as well. So bear with me as I continue to rant, because as you can tell, I'm pretty pissed off right now. I am pretty pissed off. I am sick of the bullshit that happens in our country. I am sick of the bullshit. I am sick of the corruption. I am sick of the swamp that is friggin' neck deep to every American in this country. The special interests are owning this country. The deep state, the wealthy, they are controlling our government, and they are controlling us. $600 is a friggin' slap in the face. So all this money in the stimulus, where is it going? If every American's only getting $600, we have 330 million people in this country. That doesn't nearly add up to the amount of money that's in the stimulus plan. So where's the money going? Where are our fearless leaders sending this money? Here's a quick rundown. Let me give you this. For those of you that don't know, all right, we have money that's being earmarked for domestic organizations. They call it domestic funding. Now, bear with me now. The Kennedy Center, which is based in my state of Massachusetts, they are getting $26,400,000. The Smithsonian, wow, they are getting, wait for it, $1 billion. One more time, $1 billion for the Smithsonian. Why, you ask? Because they have been trying since 1993 to open 2 new museums to represent Latinos and women. So instead of sending the $1 billion out to the people who are starving and can't feed their families, $1 billion is going to the Smithsonian so they can build 2 new museums. That's right. How about that, America? These are your politicians at work. This is the Democratic Party that cares about the poor. They're going to send $1 billion to museums while people are starving to death and can't afford to live and can't afford to pay their rent. Disgusting. Disgusting. All right, further, the National Art Gallery, $154 million. All right, good for them. The National Art and Humanities Association, $167 million. The Woodrow Wilson Center, because I know that we've all been there, $14 million they're getting as well. Unbelievable. Now let's talk about foreign countries. You know, here we are in America. Our Americans are starving. They can't eat. People don't have food. People can't pay their rent. People haven't worked. People are wondering where their next meal is going to come from. However, Egypt, you know, they need us. Egypt is important. Egypt is getting $1.3 billion. Yes, that's another trombone. So the American people, $600 each, and Egypt is getting $1.3 billion in our tax money. Thank you, Nancy Pelosi. Thank you for taking care of the people that you talk so much about. How about the Sudan? Oh, yes. We vacation in the Sudan quite a bit here in my household. The Sudan is getting $700 million from our country. How about the Ukraine? Now, the Ukraine. Let's talk about the Ukraine. Wasn't the Ukraine part of Russia? Wasn't the Ukraine part of the Soviet Union? Didn't the Democrats go after Donald Trump for 4 years for Russian investigation into the last election in 2016? Well, if that's the case, why in the hell are we giving the Ukraine $453 million out of our tax money? Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. Nancy Pelosi, I want answers. I want answers. The American people deserve answers. This is corrupt. You should all be in prison. You are stealing from our people. I am disgusted. We're not done yet. Let's move past the Ukraine. Israel is getting $500 million. How about Nepal? Who the hell can even tell you where Nepal is on a map? Nepal, $130 million. Hey, if we're going to give some to Nepal, let's give some to Burma. $135 million to Burma. How about $85,500,000 to Cambodia? How about Pakistan? Let's give Pakistan $25 million. And then another organization that's based in Asia is getting $1.4 billion. Way to go, America. Way to go, Congress. Way to go, Senate. Way to go, our American government. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a question for all of you. When the hell are we all going to wake up? When the hell are we all going to wake up and stop letting these career politicians rob us blind? Is there any need for us to be sending money to these organizations? I mean, $1 billion to the fucking Smithsonian so they can build 2 new museums while people are starving, while people are losing businesses? Are you fucking kidding me? Really? Are you kidding me? This is a disgrace to our country. It is a slap in the face to every hardworking American that gets up every day, goes to work, and busts his or her ass for their family so they could put food on the table, for our government to take our hard-earned tax money and send it to these organizations and send it to other countries. It is a slap in the face, and it is disgusting that our government thinks that they can get away with this. When are the people going to wake the hell up and rise up and demand term limits for all of our politicians? Thank God for the greatest president since Abraham Lincoln, Donald Trump, for coming out and saying that he will veto this bill when it comes across his desk. He will veto it. And what did he say? He said he wants to give $2,000 to each person instead of $600. What's the response been for the left? Oh, I thought Donald Trump didn't like socialism. I thought Donald Trump doesn't want to help the American people. No, what Donald Trump said is he doesn't want to send $1 billion to the Smithsonian. He doesn't want to send hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars and billions of dollars to other countries when we're in the middle of a global pandemic and our people can't eat. So he wants them to rewrite the bill, cut out all this bullshit, and actually give money back to the American people. For all of you that went out and you spent 4 years ripping our president, and you spent 4 years praising the Democratic Party, you should be ashamed of yourself. Take a look in the mirror, and think about what your priorities are. We have just run the greatest president in the history of our country, up until the point of Lincoln, out of this country. The left cheated. There's no doubt in my mind they cheated to get him out of office, and we are tolerating it because you know why? All of the politicians, they want him out. because he's been the guy, he's been the goalie. He's been stopping the corruption. He has been standing up to special interests. He has been doing what he needs to do to protect the American citizens, and they got him out. And for all of you people who keep saying, oh, Biden won. He won legitimately. He didn't cheat. Are you living in a fucking hole? Are you living in a cave? Do you have a brain in your head? Take a look at the fucking numbers. Are you going to tell me that Biden got more votes than Obama? He got more votes than any president in the history of this country, and all those votes came from 457 counties. Donald Trump won 2,400 counties in this country. And the ones that Biden won, they were in democratically controlled cities and regions where they shut down the vote counting in the middle of the night when Trump was skunking Biden. We all woke up in the morning, and all of a sudden Joe Biden won. They were stuffing ballots. They used the Dominion voting machines to cheat our president out of the presidency. We should have 4 more years of Donald Trump. Instead, we're going to go back to the days of swimming in the swamp with Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi. You know what? All of you that voted for Biden, embrace what you're going to get. You're going to get a big plate of socialism. You're going to get a big plate of communism, because that's the plan. Research the Great Reset. Joe Biden's on board. They're going to reset this world. They're going to reset this country. And the days of you working to earn something for your family are going to be gone. It's going to be all handed to you. And if you want to keep what you get from the government, you're going to have to vote the way they want you to vote. That's what's happening in the inner cities. Now they're looking to expand it. They are looking to expand it. And the left, congratulations. Those of you that voted for Biden, you voted him in. And if we sit back and allow this to happen in this country, the United States of America is dead. Democracy is dead. Our way of life is gone. The United States of America means nothing. Your vote doesn't count because they're just going to pick who they want anyway. That is not a free country. That is not freedom. That is communism. That's what happens in China. That's what happens in Venezuela. That's what happens in Cuba. That's what happens in communist countries. Open your eyes and realize that we are now living in a communist country where the government is controlling us. They're taking our money. They're giving it to foreign countries. They're not investigating politicians that had ties to China and made millions of dollars from China. And you know what they say when we call them on it? Tough shit. Tough shit. They're the elected emperors. They're the elected kings and queens of our country. Forget about everything happened with the Boston Tea Party. Forget about us declaring our allegiance from Britain. Forget about the founders of our country writing the Constitution and giving us all freedom. It's all gone. It's all gone. For all the patriots out there, hopefully some of you hear this show. Show up in D.C. on January 6th, and let's hope that Donald Trump does the right thing, steps up, and either declares martial law in this country or does what he can to make sure that the fraud in these elections are investigated properly. Because look what's happening with this stimulus. If it wasn't for Trump saying he was going to veto it, you'd be getting $600 a piece. So for all the liberals out there, they're going to get $2,000 for each person in your house. You need to write a thank you note to President Donald Trump. You need to thank him, and then you need to call Nancy Pelosi and ask her. She's supposed to be the savior of the poor. $600, Nancy. Nancy, you're a scam. You're a fraud. You're 80 years old. When other businesses are being closed down, you're out getting your hair done when other people can't do it in shops and things like that. You should be ashamed of yourself. And for all of the Americans out there that listen to this podcast, damn it, you're right. I'm ranting, I'm raving, but what I'm saying is the truth. It is the truth. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're Green Party. I don't care if you're Libertarian. I don't care if you're living in a bunker out in the middle of Arizona and, not paying attention to the national news. I don't give a shit what your affiliation is. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're Hispanic, Asian. It does not matter to me. It does not matter to me. What we need to do is stop allowing our government to divide and conquer the people while they continue to steal our money and become rich off of what they make in our tax money. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening. They're getting rich off of our backs while the American people who are working hard and are the fabric of this country are starving to death. Are starving to death. So that's all I have to say today. This is a pre-recorded show. I don't know what else to say. For the liberals that have been brainwashed, that believe everything the left-run media is telling them, God bless you. God help you. But for those out there that see what I'm seeing, it's time to stand up. It's time to speak up, and it's time to demand that our country be returned to us. I don't know why people are not demanding term limits. We need to get these career snakes, these career swamp-dwelling politicians out of office. They cannot be in there for 30, 40, and 50 years. Everybody who runs for office in this country, from school committee members up to the president, should have 1 or 2 4-year terms, and that's it. Then you're done. Then you bring in fresh people. They don't need to be making $200,000-$300,000 a year. They should get a minimum salary, and they should get the same health benefits and retirement plans the rest of us get. If the American people aren't getting pensions, then they shouldn't get pensions either. Saving a 401k for yourself like the rest of us do. It's time for us in America to take this country back. We need to take it back. And if we don't do it, this country is not going to exist. The United States of America will be dead. All right, I'm sorry for ranting on everybody. I hope this hits home with some people. I love this country, but I'm ashamed of our government. God bless the USA, and I love you all.